Hey YouTube, Saint Frank here. This week's episode of Hobby Talk Tuesday. This is actually the second um, episode of Hobby Talk Tuesday I've done. I'm gonna wait till next week to do the original one. This one came up. This new subject came up today. This is the night right before Tuesday. So this is Monday night, in other words. And the news just came out that the TCG game Metazoo is dead. And there was actually a statement put out by the creator, Mike Waddell. And I do want to read that. And then I'll talk about what I think this means and what I think going forward about Metazoo. I've already had many messages on YouTube of people wanting to know my thoughts on this, so I had to do this emergency episode of Hobby Talk Tuesday. So this is the message from Michael Waddell, word for word. It's titled Metazoo Games Closure. It is with a heavy heart that I must announce that, effective immediately, Metazoo Games will be closing and shutting down all operations. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the community for the incredible 4-year run that we had. Metazoo Games was started during the pandemic and provided a home and created a culture that revitalized the TCG industry, launching a new wave of card games that now number in the hundreds. I'm proud to have been part of that, and you should be too. Unfortunately, that era has passed, and faced with logistical and product gridlocks, Metazoo Games can no longer continue to exist in the current economic and collectibles markets. It is my hope that Metazoo can continue on as an IP at some point in the future under new ownership, and I look forward to that day. Special thanks to all Metazoo artists and staff, both past and present, that made these past 4 years possible. The memories we created will be something we cherish for the rest of our lives. More information will follow and be communicated via our Discord channel when it becomes available. Thanks for everything, once again, Michael Waddell. All right, so that was a statement, and I thought there were several interesting parts of this, especially the part where in the first sentence he says, effective immediately, Metazoo Games will be closing and shutting down all operations. Now, there's some problems here because I am one of the people that have things on pre-order that I paid for up front. And if you're one of those people, like, say for instance, if you ordered the native streamer kits, I did order those, and I put in an order for the Legacy collection, which they just announced not too awful long ago. I believe I made my order in July for that one. The streamer kits, I'm talking about July 2023. The streamer kits, I look back, that was in February 2023 that I ordered that. And when it seemed like nothing was getting done with these streamer kits, I got hold of them, said, hey, I've waited long enough for this. I'm not going to wait for these anymore. I want to cancel. They just straight up told me they do not cancel orders. So, with this news, I'm assuming that any pre-orders they're not gonna fulfill. They're not gonna ship out. So, guys, do what I did. I don't like telling people what to do, but if you have orders outstanding with Metazoo, I would expect that you're not going to get them. And they've apparently shut down operations where you can't even get. They've shut down their Discord, from what I understand. He said in the last sentence of the thing that more information will follow and be communicated via our Discord channel when it becomes available. So when you shut down your Discord channel, it doesn't sound like you are going to make any further statements. Like doors shut, locked, and lights out. This is what I did with my pre-orders. Tonight, and I suggest you guys do this tomorrow, as soon as you hear this video, if you have outstanding orders that have not been fulfilled. Go to Metazoo Marketplace, log in. That site was still up as of tonight. Go look on your order history and look for anything that was unfulfilled. And I found those two. I totally forgot about the legacy stuff. So I wrote down all the information, screenshot it, just in case they shut down the website. I called my bank. I told them, hey, these two purchases, I'm going to dispute them because the company has not shipped them yet, and they've shut down. They've shut down immediately, effective immediately, and I want those funds returned. And I put that in the hand of my bank. Thankfully, I have a good bank that's already on it. Guys, you really should do this. And I usually don't give like strong recommendations, but protect your funds. Metazoo does not deserve your funds if they're not going to fulfill these orders. And it's very apparent that the door has been shut, they're closed, its lights are out, printers have stopped running. They're not going to fulfill these orders that are outstanding. It looked like the website was still running. That was what was really crazy. Like almost like they are hoping that people are going to still make some orders of stuff. I don't get it. Anyway, that's what I did. I put it in the hand of my bank. I trust them. They're going to fix things. Otherwise, it's just a write-off that those things will never get fulfilled. Now, we'll talk about this later. I think there is an outside chance that we'll see some more Metazoo, but I'll tell you the way I think that will happen. So, yes, Metazoo is officially dead. I love the cards. Now, here's the part of the video where I'm going to talk about my thoughts on Metazoo. I've always loved the cards. I loved each set. I thought the Cryptid Nation set was amazing. The next was Nightfall. That set was amazing. You had the secret rare in that set. You had secret rares in most of these sets. You had Wilderness, which was a fantastic set. Has serialized cards. Has golden tickets, silver tickets. Lord knows those aren't going to be whatever the original plans were for those. Just don't even think about it. If you could pull a golden ticket or a silver ticket or a bronze ticket, just keep it in your collection because nothing's going to become of it. The next set that came out was UFO. That was the set I was one of the most excited for. I still like those cards. I think the Metazoo cards are really cool. I'm a fan of cryptids, so that's why I was into it. I wasn't into it for the gameplay. I was into it. I do a series. The card to card with Sandy Frank. We do that every other Friday. I might postpone that series for a little bit because I don't want people to watch it, upcoming episodes, and think, oh, those are cool, let me go buy some of their stuff, when I don't think it's a smart idea to buy anything Metazoo right now. So I don't want to promote something where someone that is just stumbling upon the channel might think, ooh, that's cool, let me go put some money towards this. Because I think that's foolish right now. The prices on Metazoo stuff is dropping like a rock right now with this news. I think we've talked about market overreaction before, but you're going to see some major market overreaction here in the next week or two. So the missteps, I think, were once Wilderness came out, the print runs went way high. 100,000 boxes, very publicly said that there was 100,000 boxes of Wilderness. As great as that set was, or is, that was way too many boxes. And that was very irresponsible of that company to put that much out. I've heard different things like UFO, that there's 50,000 boxes. I've heard 100,000 boxes. I don't think we've actually heard a 100% official word. And about that time, when with UFO coming out, you stopped hearing so much from Metazoo. I think that the site that I trust says 50,000 boxes. It's still way too many. You saw with UFO, as soon as that came out, stores were dumping it like there's no tomorrow. And the price just tanked big time on it. And then the next set that came out, Seance. Another really bad misstep. Like really misreading your audience with that set, I think. I think it's definitely my least favorite set of the core 6 sets. But I'm sure that set has a lot of fans that really appreciate that set. It's just not really for me, which that's fine. I still bought a box just to have in my sealed collection. The next set that came out was Native, and the release of that was a complete disaster. Just a few boxes trickled out. People had pre-orders. They weren't getting fulfilled. Delay after delay after delay. It's a great set. The only bad thing is a lot of the cryptids in that set, a lot of people have not heard of because they're Native American legends and things like this. Where, like, nothing wrong with those cryptids. I think they definitely have a place, but you don't have like the Bigfoot. You don't have, Chupacabra. You don't have the big famous cryptids in that set. But it's a beautiful set and some really cool cards in that set. And also about this time, you start hearing reports of Metazoo not paying out on their tournaments. That's very concerning. And I feel really bad for people that invested their time and stuff into that. And then, we continued to hear, Metazoo's doing this, Metazoo's doing that, putting their fingers in a lot more pies than they had fingers, I think. And, there was the Kickstarter with the playing cards, totally unnecessary. And that ended up being a disaster, delay after delay after delay. And that was kind of like a foretelling of what was coming for Metazoo with all these delays and having people buy stuff on pre-order when the stuff they don't have it yet, like the streamer kits that they've almost been waiting a full year on. Here just in a few days is going to be a full year, and not even an update on them. They just have your money and decided not to make the product. Pretty clear. Or they had problems making the product and just said forget it, but didn't refund people. These are very concerning things. Then they let a lot of the original artists go because they wanted to focus on a new art direction. And then we had the Hello Kitty set that came out, which, is the weirdest move that they made of all these moves, was to go hardcore Hello Kitty. Whenever, you've built this following with all these great cryptid sets, and then to go with the Hello Kitty set just was such a weird turn, especially when there was, a set that people were really looking forward to, War, that obviously that was never part of their plans to eventually put out. They wanted to go in this new direction. Legacy, I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It sounded like kind of like a greatest hits of cryptids, like taking a little, kind of like a base set 2 of Pokemon, where you take a little bit of the good out of each of the sets and putting out a new set. Now that I think back on it, yeah, I should have known that wasn't going to happen. But anyway, many missteps. Um, and and then just a couple weeks ago, if you were watching eBay and such, and like TCG Player, you started seeing massive dump offs of boxes of Metazoo booster boxes, all the products, first edition boxes going for under MSRP, and I think people in the know knew this was coming, that Metazoo was going to call it quits and pull the plug. And they got it. It's kind of like insider trading, where they got a chance to dump all their stuff, before the crash. And we're gonna get to see how big of a crash. I think I actually might do another video, in a couple weeks, and show how incredible this crash was of Metazoo. And but I wanted to do a video this week because I have done some Metazoo content on the channel, and I couldn't possibly not do a video about the death of Metazoo. So, guys, put down in the comments, what are your thoughts on Metazoo? I'll tell you, I will, before I end the video, I'll talk about what I think of Metazoo now. I think they got in over their head. They pushed too far, too fast, and it collapsed on itself. I mean, it's like a thunderstorm that builds up and builds up very fast, but doesn't have the updraft, and the whole storm just collapses. That's what I think of Metazoo. I was never a big fan of them doing promos of all this sort of things. I was never a fan of them doing all these different side projects. They were really concerned about growing the brand and would say, hey, this is coming out soon. This is coming out soon. And none of that stuff really materialized. When things like that happen, when they say things like that, it makes you think of a charlatan, someone that's, like a scam artist, kind of trying to keep people, their hopes up, and then rip the rug right out from underneath them. But what I think of Metazoo, I'm always going to love the cards. I'm going to keep my boxes, and I know they're never going to be worth anything, but I just like the cards. And maybe someday I'll crack some open on the channel again, just, as a, hey, remember this stuff and how fun it was? Because the cards are the cards. They're great. The company is garbage, and I will say that. The Metazoo company was garbage. They had garbage customer service, and obviously they weren't the greatest of running a TCG company, but they did make it 6 sets. I'll give them that, and they're 6 really good sets. When you put these core sets together, they are solid, I think, and really cool. I really wish they could have actually done their full vision, but we'll never know unless. And here's the thing I was telling you about, guys. If someone, a company, who knows, like a Topps or somebody, or some other card game, someone that wants to get in the TCG market, Metazoo has built a little bit of a brand and a little bit of a following of people that like it. If they do something small, if they buy the Metazoo brand off of Mike and do something with it, like he even mentioned in there possibly that someday it could come back. It would take something like that. It would take a complete new company running Metazoo. And if they kept things small and kept things, under control, I don't know if they would go back and do some of the sets that were originally promised, but it could breathe some life back into some of these original sets. And who knows, like if someone buys Metazoo and tries to continue this brand, it's never going to be the same. We know this. They're going to make changes to the cards, to the art, to all this. But these original 6 core sets, I don't even want to count the Hello Kitty set. I don't really count that as a set. It was just not that good. Well, I don't know. I never opened it. It was such um, a U-turn off of what these sets were. Um, I think that the car went off the rails. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Metazoo. R.I.P. Metazoo. I appreciate you. I will probably put a pause to the card to card episodes because they're always based on a Metazoo card. But I think card to card will come back because, hey, those videos, that series is based on the lore of the cards, not based on, hey, go buy this, go buy that. And I've always picked just. All right, sorry about that. This video is so long that the camera had a little meltdown. Okay, so I need to just summarize this. My thoughts on Metazoo: awesome cards. I don't regret buying into the cards. I know there was probably people that did investing in Metazoo. I don't know what to tell those people, but those are probably the ones that are dumping all the Metazoo they got and just moving on to something else. I'm keeping mine just because I like the cards. I'm keeping my cards. I have no interest at all of selling any of my graded cards besides cards that are duplicates that I graded. I would recommend to anybody. This is the part of Hobby Talk Tuesday that is the benefit that I'm giving to people that love the channel, that follow the channel, that watch these episodes. I'm trying to do things that'll help people this year. If you're interested in buying Metazoo, which there definitely going to be some buying opportunities, wait until the dust clears. This is a weird analogy, but let's say there's a demo crew to do a demolition on a building, and they set off the explosives, and the building comes down. You see this huge cloud of dirt and dust that just covers everything. Wait until the dust has cleared. Then you can see the clear picture. Do not buy anything Metazoo until I'd give it a good 2 weeks to a month. And I'm not going to do card to card episodes. I'm going to skip 2 episodes for sure. Just because I don't want someone seeing the episode ooh, those are cool, let me go buy a box, and then, whoa, this box is now half as much as what I just paid for it. I want the dust to be cleared from this before, giving anybody a thought that, oh, you should buy this. Yeah, let that dust clear. This crash of Metazoo with all the flipper type people that were into Metazoo, the crash is going to be hard. Wait for the dust to settle. Wait for the price to completely bottom out. And then I think once that price hits its bottom, and we'll finally get to see the bottom, because all the people that are just in this to flip it, they'll be long gone. They will have dumped it all and moved on to something else. And that's going to completely just crash the prices of Metazoo boxes. You think they're low now. Just wait a couple weeks when all this market has all these Metazoo boxes on it. Everybody trying to get whatever they can out of them that are trying to flip the boxes. I think you could see Nightfall boxes under $20. You could find second edition Cryptid Nation under $20. Maybe less than that. I definitely think you're going to see wilderness boxes under $20. UFO, no doubt, under $20. If they get down to like $10 a box, it becomes a very interesting opportunity because, yes, the game is dead, but these sets have some really cool cards in them. There's always going to be people that are fascinated with cryptid creatures, and Metazoo at least has this in their back pocket, and that is this game's all about cryptid creatures, at least up until the Hello Kitty set. So there's always going to be people that are obsessed with cryptid creatures, like me. That's the whole reason I bought Metazoo, that don't care about the game, don't care to play the game, just like the cards. The cards are cool, guys, but do not touch them until this dust settles of this crash, because the crash is happening as we watch this video. All right. So thank you for watching. You know, if you're like an investing type person in Metazoo, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. If you're someone that's just wanting to get into Metazoo, just because it sounds cool, it is cool. Just wait a couple weeks. Wait for the dust to settle, and then go in and spend a fraction of what many people have spent on Metazoo. Buy it at the complete, utter crash point, which could be as low as between $10 and $20 a box. Maybe lower than that. I would love to see how far down first edition Cryptid Nation drops down to. I've seen Kickstarter boxes. People are dumping those for less than $1,000 a box. That's going to go way down too. Trust me. There's not that many Kickstarter boxes, but people will want to move on to something else. The people that were only in it for money. So, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Card to card will return, but we're going to wait till the dust settles on that one. And guys, in the comments, what are your plans if you have Metazoo? My plans are to just enjoy the cards. There's zero chance I'm going to get my money back out of them, so I might as well enjoy them. So, what are your plans with Metazoo? Are you... Oh, this is another thing. You watch, it's crazy. There's already so many people dancing on the grave of Metazoo, like jubilant that Metazoo's dead. That's weird to me. Hey, they were misran, and a lot of missteps happened, but you don't have to be happy about it. I mean, there's a lot of people that really love Metazoo that are sad that there won't be a war set. There's not going to be the Seven Seas set, which sounded pretty cool. There's not going to be the European set or the Japanese set. You know, that sucks. Unless, you know, someone else picks up the torch and buys Metazoo and, like, tries to bring it back from the dead. You know? It's just, to me, sometimes it's funny, but in a pathetic, funny way of people dancing on the graves of stuff that, like, I knew this place, that company was gonna fail. You know, where were you guys dancing on Metazoo's grave when Metazoo was hot? You know, there wasn't a lot of people talking bad about it back then. But you watch, there's very few people that will give Metazoo the credit that they are due, which is they were innovative. These secret rares were cool. I think they were the first ones to do serialized cards and TCGs with the Wilderness set. Some really cool ideas that, unfortunately, like that thunderstorm that blows up too fast, it collapsed on itself. And Metazoo, the TCG, is not an NFT or a crypto that's going to go down to 0.0001 per box. There's always going to be people that are interested in it. If you see some for an incredible deal that just, like, wait till the dust clears, it's not going to go to zero. It'll go to between $10 and $20 a box. I think is going to be the low point, but we'll see. I'll do a video in a couple weeks or a month, whenever everything is like settled down. We'll look at prices of the box just out of curiosity, morbid curiosity of the corpse of Metazoo. All right, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos later.
While I take plots and I cannot lie, you are the brothers I can't deny.